Hello, everyone. So I thought to share something that came up last night that on this parental alienation group on Facebook, that someone had been undergoing such pain that they were considering, God forbid, euthanasia. So, of course, many people, they posted the suicide hotline. It's available free to everyone for immediate emergency assistance, and I'll post that number below. And there's other organizations and other groups that are very easy to find for free, local and national, and God willing that they are able to speak to someone and find comfort. But what's so the experience of a parent who's alienated is unbearable. And so I thought to. So what did I wrote at that time is that we're now in the saddest day of the year of Tisha B'av, where we commemorate the destruction, among other sad occasions throughout Jewish history. We witnessed the destruction of both the holy temples in Jerusalem, and so it's a time of great sorrow and great mourning. And but at the same moment that we're mourning over the rubble, even the smoldering rubble, it's before us, it's fresh before us. We also have a promise, and that promise is the promise of the prophets. So I'm just going to read. This is from the Gemara. Another time, the same. This is from Masechtas Makos 24a, 24b. Another time, the same group of scholars were walking towards Jerusalem. When they reached Mount Scopus, for which it is possible to see the Temple Mount, they tore their clothing. When they arrived at the Temple Mount, they saw a fox running out of the area where the Holy of Holies had been. They began to cry, while Rabbi Akiva laughed. They said to him, "Why are you laughing?" He responded, "Why are you crying? It is from the place about which it is written, and the stranger who enters there shall die. We see a fox coming out. Should we not cry?" So the Holy of Holies, where only the high priest, the Kohen Gadol, went once a year on Yom Kippur. So in this the holiest of holy places, the holiest place in the universe, there was over the rubble there was a fox roaming. So Rabbi Akiva responded, "For that very reason I am laughing." Yeshayahu, the prophet, said, "I will bring two reliable witnesses regarding my people, Uriah the priest and Zechariah ben Yevarechahu." This is from Yeshayahu 8:2. Now what do Uriah and Zechariah have to do with each other? Uriah prophesied in the time of the first temple, and Zechariah in the time of the second temple. But the verse in Yeshayahu makes Zechariah's prophecy dependent on Uriah's. In Uriah's case it is written, "Therefore, because of you, Zion will be plowed under like a field." This is from Micha Uriah 3:12. In the case of Zechariah, we find yet again elderly men and elderly women will stand in the streets of Jerusalem, and each will have a staff in his or her hand from great age, and the streets of the city will be full of children playing in her streets. This is Zechariah 8, and then verses 4-5. Until I saw the fulfillment of Uriah's prophecy, I had some doubt as to whether Zechariah's prophecy would come true. Now that I have seen Uriah's prophecy fulfilled in full detail, I know that Zechariah's prophecy will also be fulfilled. Hearing that, Rabbi Akiva's colleague said to him, Akiva, you have comforted us. Akiva, you have comforted us. So I didn't realize at the time when I wrote the response. So when I wrote the response to this person, I said that on Tisha B'Av is also the day that the Redeemer, who's called Menachem, which means the consoler, the comforter, is born. So at the same time as we witness the destruction, we also witness the rebirth of the Jewish people, and hopefully speedily in our days today with the rebuilding of the third temple and the coming of Mashiach, of the Redeemer. But what I didn't realize at the time is it's a very beautiful, very poignant message for parents who are alienated. Because what is the experience that a parent is hoping for is this fulfillment of the prophecy of Zechariah, that all the generations, multi-generational, right? There's grandparents that are also alienated as well. When the parents are alienated, grandparents are alienated, so it's multi-generational. And but we have this promise that all the young and old will be playing in the streets together, in the streets of Jerusalem. And so when we think about Rabbi Akiva and the sages standing before the rubble, and obviously it's a sad moment, not to discount that, but we also have this promise of the future redemption, when essentially it's what is this all about? It's about the reunification of God and his people, children of Israel, and then all children, all nations of the world. So in many cases, exile is an estranged relationship where maybe a person has it's been some time since they last spoke with God. The healthiest thing is to have an open dialogue with God, and to speak. Just like a parent is waiting, hoping for the child to text something, anything, so too God is always waiting, always able, always happy, looking forward to that occasion when his children turn to him and say, I've been thinking, and anything on their minds to share. So the experience of this parental alienation and estrangement in the microcosm is what's called exile, where God, our parent, is the children feel estranged. It's not that God ever has separated. There's always that essential relationship, just like a parent is always connected with their child. It's just that the child is distracted with the world. But that's now is a time to turn to God, to turn to mend relationships and to rebuild both our personal temple, Mikdash Ma'at, the sanctity of the home, to rebuild at least with the relationship with our children, and then we should witness speedily in our days the rebuilding of the third and eternal, everlasting temple in Jerusalem. Thank you.